Sean Murray will not be speaking at the DICE Summit after all, and multiple biomes on different planets, here on Cobra TV. So first off, this episode is completely dedicated to Martin, who made a very big contribution to Cobra TV, a donation that I am very much grateful for. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, bro. Now, the big news flash is that Sean Murray may not be speaking at the DICE Summit. A subscriber tried to figure out when exactly Sean Murray was going to be speaking, so he emailed DICE Summit and contacted them, and what they said just blew my mind. They responded in an email saying, "I'm afraid that Sean Murray had to drop out due to a scheduling conflict." Now, the subscriber that sent this to me, he's a pretty awesome dude, and I don't think that I'm being trolled here. So, you know, it's really sad that we're not going to see Sean Murray speaking at the DICE Summit, but this is also a good sign. As we know, 65 Days of Static has just mentioned that they're done with the recording for No Man's Sky's soundtrack. So I'm sure Sean Murray's got his hands full with that soundtrack. Now he's got to, you know, procedurally put it into the game. And it's a good sign, you know, that they could be wrapping things up and trying to work hard to finish this game.
Right, because it seems like the soundtrack would be one of the finishing touches for the game, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Just chopping it up and putting it into the procedural system.
Exactly. And then you also have to think, you know, with Sean Murray almost crashing when he was coming back from Los Angeles last time, I'm pretty sure he's not anxious to get onto another airplane.
Especially since every Hello Games member was on that flight at the same time.
I know. Wouldn't that be so terrible if that happened?
Yeah. No more No Man's Sky, guys.
Oh man. Yeah, that would actually.
That would be the worst. That would be the worst way for the game to not, to die.
Yeah. Can you?
Along with them.
Think about everything that's happened to him with the flood, the near death experience with the plane, and then it just seems like there's definitely some kind of force working against them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like Sean Murray's not going to be speaking at the DICE Summit, although I will be watching on the 5th at 3:40 Pacific Standard Time just to make sure, because I don't want to miss it just based on this email. If the email's wrong, who knows?
Yeah, definitely.
Now, a long time ago, I made a video about different biomes on the planets, and in the video, I got proof where it shows Solid Prime having a desert look to it and a colder climate region where it looks like ice and it's snowing and everything. And the same thing with Quadar. There's a ice place and a summer looking place with grass and everything. I think now at this point, now that I know more about the process of what Hello Games are doing, I really think that I was wrong and that those were just different builds. Maybe they were making a solar system and had a preset of names that they were constantly using, and those names stayed the same, but the planets were being generated differently.
Right, because if you look at the picture that we have of Solid Prime from the outside, it really doesn't look like there is a colder region or a warmer region. There is a little bit of white in there, but I think that's just clouds.
You are right. But he did say in the podcast that, yeah, there's going to be planets that's the rain planet, or that's the ice planet, or that's the desert planet. But he did say very rarely you might come across a planet that's sometimes raining, sometimes not. So very rarely you could come across a kind of two different weather climate planets, but it's probably going to be rare. But if you think about space, Look at Mars. You know, it's all red. It's all brownish. You know, it's rustic looking. There's no biomes in that except for just one, you know. But generally in space, you know, you only have one biome per planet, you know, in a sense. I mean, I know that there's a bunch out there that, you know, kind of do have different biomes where it's all rock, and then you come across maybe it's raining ammonia or something like that on the other side, or that's where a lot of the clouds or ammonia clouds like gather. Who knows? But having just one biome per planet is not that bad. Because when you look at some of the planets that are like the lush garden planets, you've got grass, trees, water, oceans. You know, it's not that bad, really.
Right. It's something, and also there's always going to be like underwater exploration too. So
Exactly.
if you're really craving something new on that planet, just go underwater if there is any.
Right. So in the last video I did, I said quite a few things, that there was no hype, that there's not enough hype, and there wasn't too much hype. Now, what I meant by that is with fans, you know, we have like a lot of hype. I am on the hype train. Cobra TV is designed to celebrate in the hype of No Man's Sky. But the hype that I was actually referring to is the hype that we've seen with Watch Dogs and Destiny. The company paid for bot hype that is so powerful, and they spent more money on the advertising than they did making the game, that you hear about the game even if you don't want to.
You know, I think when we get closer to the release date of No Man's Sky, then Sony is going to definitely start hyping it up, and once Hello Games says, okay, so we're getting close to putting out a release date, then Sony's going to be like, okay, that's cool. So then they might put up like an advertisement on the PlayStation Store, post tweets about No Man's Sky all the time, maybe even put them in a commercial, something like that.
Yeah, you're definitely going to see a lot of promotion, a lot more than what we've seen so far. The developers of Watch Dogs really overhyped their own game. Sean Murray hasn't even done that. There's no hype like the commercial hype is what I'm actually speaking of in that video. There is none of that yet, you know.
Right.
And also the other thing that I tried pointing out in that video is this game is such an immense, massive historical game, and I cannot believe that so many gamers out there are unaware that it actually exists. And that was my point going through Omegle, to kind of like show people that there is no commercial hype, because if there was, people would be like, oh yeah, I've heard of it, I don't like it, you know. Or there's not a lot of knowledge about the game even existing. And that's the whole reason why I went through Omegle, to ask random people, because that's the same response I get in real life.
Right. The type of hype that we have right now, I think it doesn't really spread fast enough, because it's really a hard game to explain to someone who's never heard of it before.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you just, there's so much to tell someone to make them understand fully what No Man's Sky is, and you don't know where to start, and you don't have that much time. Okay, guys, so that's all I have for you, and that's what I meant by no hype. I know that we as fans, we are so hyped up. I mean, I'm on the choo-choo train. I'm on the hype train, and I feel like I'm fucking I feel like I'm driving the hype chain, you know, because I feel like, I don't know, I'm so obsessed with this game, and I cannot wait till it comes out.
Yeah, me neither.
But that's all the news that we have for you today. This really wasn't a normal Cobra TV upload, so I'm not going to have any subscriber calls or fan art here in the end. I just wanted to hurry up and let everyone know that Sean Murray may not be at the DICE Summit like we all thought. Looks like he canceled it at the last minute.
Sadly.
As always, you guys know I love you so much, and thank you to the people who have donated. You guys are in my heart forever. Stay tuned in a day or two for the normal Cobra TV upload. Until next time.